Okay, so let's talk about habits. And more specifically, let's talk about that one magic number that we've all heard when it comes to starting a new one. But you know what? The real story is so much more interesting.
You've heard it, right? It takes 21 days to form a new habit. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere. Maybe you've even tried a 21-day challenge yourself. It's one of those bits of advice that's just out there. But is it actually true? Is there any science behind that number?
And there you have it, straight from a behavioral economist at Caltech. That whole 21-day rule, turns out, it's a myth. That number that's so popular wasn't actually based on any solid research. So if 21 days is just a number somebody made up, then what does the science really tell us?
Well, to figure this out, researchers went to the data. They used machine learning to look at huge groups of people, thousands of them, who were trying to build real habits. They weren't relying on old stories, they were tracking actual behavior to see when an action really becomes automatic.
And the results, they were pretty wild. For thousands of people trying to get into a consistent gym routine, it took, on average, 6 months for it to feel like second nature. 6 months. But for something like hospital workers remembering to wash their hands, that became a habit in just a few weeks. This just goes to show you the type of habit you're building changes literally everything.
So the most important thing to get from all this is that we have to throw out that idea of a magic number. It doesn't matter if it's 21 days, 30 days, or 66 days. There's just no universal timeline. It really truly depends on you and the habit you're trying to build.
Okay, so if it's not about time, what is it about? What are the things that actually matter? Well, the research points to a few key factors that really determine how long it takes for a new habit to stick. Let's break those down. First up is difficulty. And yeah, this might seem a little obvious, but it is so critical. Trying to meditate for 5 minutes every morning is a completely different beast than, say, training for a half marathon. The harder the habit, the more mental energy and sheer consistency it's going to demand from you.
Next up, reward. Our brains are basically wired to chase things that feel good. If you finish a workout and you feel that rush of endorphins or just a powerful sense of accomplishment, you're going to want to do it again. But if it just feels like a boring chore with zero payoff, yeah, that motivation is going to dry out pretty quick.
The people around you also play a huge role. I mean, having a gym buddy, or a partner who encourages you, or even just an online group, it can make a massive difference. That sense of accountability and knowing you're not alone can keep you going when your own motivation is running low.
And last but honestly, probably the most important factor of all, your why. Why are you actually doing this? Is it because you feel like you should, or because it's something that genuinely matters to you and aligns with the life you want? That deep internal drive, that's the fuel that's going to get you through the days when you just don't feel like it.
All right, we know the keys to success, but it's just as important to talk about what not to do. So many of us, myself included, make the same mistakes over and over, and they can totally sabotage our best intentions.
Do any of these look a little familiar? Yeah. Trying to go from couch potato to working out 7 days a week, that's probably not going to stick. Or forcing yourself to wake up at 5 a.m. when you don't even have a good reason to. And that last one, being too self-critical, that's a huge one. We miss one day, beat ourselves up, and then figure, what's the point? And just quit altogether. But enough about what can go wrong. Let's talk about how to get it right. Because the experts have a pretty clear, actionable playbook for building habits that actually last. And this isn't about just hoping for the best. It's all about smart strategy.
So here it is. Number 1, be realistic. Start with something so small it almost feels too easy. Second, track it. Seeing those check marks add up in a journal or an app gives your brain that reward it's looking for. Third, find your people. And fourth, and this is so key, be kind to yourself. Missing one day does not erase all your progress. It's just a part of the process. Learn from it and get right back on track.
So we've busted the myth, we've looked at the strategies, and it all comes down to one final essential ingredient. It isn't about some superhuman willpower. It's really all about your mindset.
I really love this quote. Think about it. You're trying to do something positive for yourself. It's an act of self-improvement. So it only makes sense to treat yourself with a positive, kind inner voice along the way. Self-compassion isn't an excuse to be lazy. It's the very thing that gives you the resilience to keep going when you hit those inevitable bumps in the road.
So let's just end on this thought. Forget 21 days. Forget the arbitrary finish line. Instead, what's one small, realistic habit you can give yourself the patience to build? What's the one thing that, no matter how long it takes, is truly worth doing for yourself?